Real quick, before we start the video today, I want to give a huge thank you to you guys for getting our new podcast channel, Word on the Streets, already up to 10K subs, and we've already got enough watch hours to get the channel monetized, which is awesome. That means that we can start making a little bit of money off of it, and we can upgrade the mics and make the quality a little better for you guys, and put some money back into the channel. So we appreciate you guys for subscribing to that. If you guys missed it or haven't seen already, go check out the new podcast, Word on the Streets. Link will be in the description of all of our videos. Go check it out. You don't want to miss it. We talked about some really cool stuff, and we've got some new podcasts coming real soon. So go check it out. Thank you, guys.
If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, over the past 3 years, I have a 77% chance of winning the whole event. Like over the last year, I won 27 out of 33 races.
That's
and
cool.
I
we
mean,
thought we were doing something with our whole camp winning 14.
Oh,
between both cars.
Oh God, yeah.
He got baptized by a streetcar. Are you ready?
Yep. It goes start out here.
Oh yeah. You did a very good job.
So now, on the starter, instead of 2 wires going to it, you make a jumper wire from the small post over to the big post and hook 1 wire to the starter that's going to be about that long off of that lug. And it'll send power to it and it'll start.
Whatever you say.
All right, man.
What's going on today? So we're getting somewhere on the wiring. Rob's been working
I see
on
you
it.
finally finished your headers.
Yeah, I had to do some modifications to the header to get it to clear the steering shaft, which is a
Can you
typical thing.
turn the steering shaft for us and everybody be quiet real quick? It'll self-clearance itself, huh?
I
Over
just need
time.
to just put a tiny dent, just a tiny dent.
Okay.
But that'll be fine.
Okay.
Let all the haters commence for the tiny dent. We know it doesn't hinder the performance.
No, I mean all people freaking out about engine 5/8 headers and dents.
I think they actually tested on Engine Masters.
What all that? Every single header tube is going into this. It's a T4 flange. Okay. The Falcon has even smaller. It's like a 2.5 inch V-band. It's got stock manifolds. Turbo cars don't need big headers.
Well, you explained it to me one time. It's like when you blow through a straw that's really skinny.
It comes out fast.
Yeah.
Think about a funnel. When you put a bunch of fluid into a funnel and the vortex effect that it creates. So when it comes down through the collector, through the merge right there, it creates like a vortex and just forces it through. I mean,
It's called velocity.
Yeah.
You need that for a turbo car.
We're scientists.
Yeah, I mean, we've done some science in our days.
Yeah, we grew up watching Bill Nye. Nobody knows that.
The kids these days don't realize, you know, we had Bill Nye growing up.
Yeah.
He taught us all this shit.
Mr. Rogers. I mean, you were Bill Nye. I was Mr. Rogers. Everybody was cool in my neighborhood. So, I mean,
Bill Nye taught me about turbo cars when I was like 5.
yeah. And highly modified Matchbox cars. Nobody knew about that.
We should have just put stock truck manifolds on it.
Yeah, take the plastic tires off, put rubber O-rings on it. That's all you had to do. Your shit was fast as fuck at the racetrack.
We're having 3 different conversations.
Well, I mean, it all works in the same aspect.
What do you think, Tommy?
What do I think?
What's your opinion? Do you have an opinion?
Well, I mean, the first thing you told me about little headers on turbo cars is the straw analogy, and I don't know if it's true or not. You know, I'm sure all the internet turbo people will chime in and tell me the truth, but
The one thing you need on a turbo car is a non-restrictive exhaust after the turbine. You know, that can slow you down.
I haven't seen a whole lot of evidence to show that you need big exhaust to the turbo on a turbo car. It just makes them spool slower.
I've seen plenty of 15. I mean, as far as LSs go, I know we're talking about a small block Chevy, but I mean, it's just a different shaped air pump is all it is. But I've seen plenty of 1500 horsepower LS motors with stock truck manifolds, rusty ass truck manifolds, and it's made no difference.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. The turbo does not care.
If anybody wants to have comments on the dent, go watch Engine Masters. They smashed 4 tubes darn near completely shut, and it still made the same horsepower.
Which episode was that?
It was a header test that they did on Engine Masters. They did like a full length exhaust to putting just like bullets on it to an open header concept, and then they did a restriction of 2-inch header.
And that's on an NA deal.
Yeah, and it made the exact same, pretty much the same horsepower as it did whether it was wide open or it was restricted. I mean, it didn't even restrict it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be haters.
Rob?
I just saw a few comments that were like negative towards the small tube headers. It really ground my gears.
Rob, show us what you're working on.
We're actually we're getting pretty far, really. As far as everything mounted, put in, I got the speed wire relay board, it's all put in. The Dominators mounted, all the relays for the fuel pump and everything's all mounted. Pass-throughs to the firewall. Pretty much the only thing I have left to hook up Holley-wise is the main power to the back to the battery, the ground and the power back to the battery, and then it's literally working on everything else out on as far as on the engine harness. Headers done and our coil brackets and stuff like that. We'll pretty much be able to fire this thing. I mean, we'll have to pull the motor back out. We got to put the flywheel and stuff on it, but we're just trying to get the turbo kit stuff done right now. This is the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting all this stuff laid in here and put behind the dash, because Billy wants to keep this thing as much street car as possible. So literally when everything is closed up in this truck, you won't see a wire. Can't stand when there's stuff laying everywhere and places and it's not neat. So I have one more thing to put in here, and that's going to be a master kill switch, which is probably going to be right here by the shifter somewhere. But I'm going to wait to put that in because we might be moving the seat and stuff. So and then the new shifter and stuff's got to go in, so we're waiting on the mounting bracket for that. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
So now you're changing your flanges.
Yeah, so these are the old flanges. They got the T4 flange on the 90-degree elbow. We won't be using that anymore. There's no point in having that 90-degree elbow now. We're gonna actually mount the turbos for once. I've never actually had my turbos mounted to anything other than the headers, and I've actually never broken a weld on a header or anything. You know, as much abuse as I've done over the years, never had any issues. So that's pretty amazing. But yeah, they'll be mounted now with Maven mounts, and we're gonna have to move the turbos in a little bit more, and they're probably going to be like visible through the grill now, so I'm excited about that. It's going to look really cool. Yeah, just trying to get everything situated. You know, I got to get some 3-inch stainless. I didn't realize I only had 3.5 and 2.5, so I had to get some 3-inch stainless bends. Probably have to make a jag strip again, but yeah, we're working on it.
That's what you need is that would be optimum right there, because we don't have to worry about water pump sticking out.
Face each other, pretty much. You could just come right off this fucking bar straight up.
Yep. Good chow. Right there.
You're gonna make them face each other?
Yeah.
Like fucking the F-body Camaro type? I feel like every F-body
I mean, we could
has
angle
that.
them a little bit. I mean, we could actually kind of like that right there. Could angle them just like that.
You're putting the radiator in the back, right?
I mean, they can actually, because all we have to watch is this. So we have room for this flange, really. She know what to spin.
You need some tinier turbos.
No.
There you go. All right.
No tiny turbos.
More turbo, more
I
power.
did think about putting some Precision 76, 75 Gen 2s on it, but
So it could actually go just like that right there.
Fun fact, the fastest pass was with smaller turbos. Just a thought.
oh boy.
Oh God. You almost did it, Billy. Oh God. Then we gotta hold it. God dang it, Bill.
Wish we had the V-band housings like what the Nova has. These are freaking heavy.
Compared to the housings that are on the
These are about these are about 20 pounds. Just this.
We're putting a control arm back on the front.
Too late to go nitrous.
What?
Yeah.
Pro charger right in the middle.
A Pro Charger would be cool.
You won't. That goes against everything that you've done, though.
But
Do you think you could detune a Pro Charger to work on a bad? Because what you've done is you've made your truck into something that works on bad surfaces.
Honestly, from what I've seen, I used to be against it, but I think Pro Charger is probably the most tunable.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all timing with a Pro Charger, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd love to see a Pro Charger on this with the cubic inch that it's gonna have.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I just, you can't put a Pro Charger on a 370 and think you're gonna do anything crazy though.
Right.
The more power the engine makes, the more it's gonna make on boost with the Pro Charger. So it's not really free horsepower anymore. It's driven off the crank. I don't know, maybe try it in the future. I don't really like how loud they are.
I don't either.
I like my turbos. I don't know. I'd have to drive a Pro Charger car before I did it. Maybe Tess will let me drive her Maverick when it's
I
done.
was just about to say that. Maybe when she gets it done, maybe she'll let you go to California and make a hit in her car.
Yeah. I mean, that thing was really, really fast. It had a 8.2 deck small block Ford with a Pro Charger, and it was faster than this thing's ever gone. Of course, it was on radials, but we won't get into that.
We'll leave that for the podcast. You guys see I stocked the fridge with fudge rounds?
I did not.
What's stopping you from just directly mounting them right here if they were cocked in just a little bit?
We tried that with the 90s, but that bar's in the way.
Oh really? That would be ideal.
That's pretty money right there, bud.
I agree.
If I were to say so.
So you'll have to go like.
We could literally come up off of this bar, straight up.
Straight up off of it, both sides.
Now the question is, the ones we got from MF, they don't mount that way though.
We can use whatever. We can use Mavens.
Well, if we use the Maven, these ones right here, we can literally cut them off the frame because it's already got the stubs on them.
I don't know, man. I'd face them straight forward. That way your cold side points this way.
Well, you can't because we won't have room for the exhaust to come out.
Yeah, we're gonna run exhaust out here,
Instead of it coming out back
like
here,
out
it's gonna be
by the
out
front bumper.
Oh, okay.
So we would either have to like try to go down through there, which there's not much room to do that.
And we can't come through here because the tire turns right there.
It's pretty much got to be like that.
How's your cold side gonna look then?
We'll Y them together like right here, be straight on into that Wilson elbow. They'll both be at like a 45 and probably come in here to a Y.
It'd be interesting.
Really won't be much work. Like this is a really short run.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be. The headers is not even. There's where the header lays. So if we make this, where it's like that, pretty much right there. I mean that's a 45. I mean you could really make it work with two tight radius 90s. If you had a tight radius 90, a short piece of pipe off of it, a tight radius 90 right down into the collector, right there, you're on. And then right off the top of here, we could turn it right here. We put a piece of pipe right here. We could put the merges right there, the gates, right here.
Yeah.
And that bin right above them right here. We could make it turn
And
that way.
and we can make it turn that way, and have the gate here, and then run the dump tube with the exhaust.
Yeah, just dump
Run
it
a little
into the
smaller.
exhaust, like the Falcon is.
Do you want to run separate pipes, or do you want to run them together? What do you think?
I think we should run them together. It's not gonna hurt anything to run them together.
Yeah. So it'll be.
It'll make it cleaner.
I'd really like to do some titanium. So we'll get some 3-inch stainless 90s, run the Jags, possibly.
Tight radius 90s, some 3-inch pieces of 3-inch straight.
I've got a little bit of 3-inch straight over there, standing up on the table.
We don't need
We'll get
much,
some
right?
extra.
Let's get one little extra too, 4-foot section or something. We need some close radius 90s.
Need some 3-inch. I think I've got a little bit, but I think I'm good on
We
aluminum.
don't need the aluminum yet.
I think we're good on aluminum. The
That's
intake
so
should be
fun.
back by Tuesday or Wednesday, and I should have the elbow Tuesday or Wednesday, so we'll be ready for the cold side by then. Put the injectors in it, we'll start hooking up the injector harness. And I gotta get coil brackets. Gotta decide where we're gonna put the coils. What do you think about putting them on this bar?
I think they're gonna get too hot right there. I was thinking here on this side, but with these being right here, I'm just worried here if it goes in a wheelie, the tire for some reason coming up and smashing it, you know? And then we can't angle them that way because it'll be too close to that.
I'll figure it out.
Been corralled and earmarked with expectations, I feel like. So at that point, you only weigh probably 95 pounds, something small. It's like a premature baby or something.
What's going on? What's happening, boys? That J2 plug kit or J3, J4, whatever. And then we need some 3-inch 90s.
All right. How many?
Probably 2.
Okay.
See
It
what we
must be a
got.
slow day around here.
It's
Dead.
really slow.
It is slow. I've never seen it this dead.
It's really slow.
Do you have any straight?
Hey man, get off my ass! I just got
It's
here.
straight.
Jeez.
I mean, it's mostly straight.
Yeah, I forgot it'll come. We don't have to go about that far.
Yeah. A couple pie cuts here on a bend, or
Might
might
not
not
even
even
I
need
think
it.
the only straight pieces I got are just 4 foot long pieces.
Do you have any polished? Like
We need a tubing polisher is what we need.
It'd be nice if you had those that polished.
No, that's just aluminized.
Yeah.
I got some stainless you could polish.
That's what we need is stainless.
Yeah, we want.
That's regular.
Okay.
That's aluminized. So you need stainless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought I said that, but I'm
That's
not
okay.
sure.
I have it on video.
Did I say it?
We can go back. We'll play the tape.
Yeah, go back. What's that, Russ Chapman?
Terry's back there spit shining.
He had that Mothers in that ultra fine, that real ultra fine steel wool.
Size for like it's like a big thing for like $10. Let me look at that.
My boy, my hero Johnny Chapman's here.
Yeah, who's that? I don't know who that is.
So Jonathan has raced with Dad for a long
That's him right there.
time. Yeah. He's raced for a long time. He's got a Nova and he's got a Chevelle.
Get him over here. Get him on the channel.
I'm shy. He's like my hero, you know. No, but what would you always call my dad? Dollar Bill.
That's my boy Dollar Bill, man.
Dollar Bill.
That's a good job, Billy.
He always called my dad Dollar Bill at the track.
That dude's got stories.
Oh yeah.
So he's a long-time bracket racer.
Oh yeah. He's a bracket racer from way back. He's been racing since I could remember. You know, I always heard his name on the announcements when I was a kid.
Jay?
Yeah.
Give me a J.
Give me Jay.
Give me an E. Give me a G.
Yeah.
Give me an S. Jigs.
Jigs.
The parts. The price. The pros advice.
Pros advice.
They need to change it to Terry's advice.
That's right.
What it always used to be back in the day. Sunday.
Sunday. Nitro Amphetamine Speedway. Nitro powered tricycles.
Yeah. Yeah, this will work.
The J would definitely. We could definitely use the J.
Could always
I got-
use a J.
I got another one of those.
You have
I
another
got
J?
2 of those.
Let's just get 2 J's and then we'll get
J's
them.
and a
We'll get it all.
Get it all.
We're gonna need it for Tommy's truck.
True.
2 J's in a night.
Give us your entire stock.
Pipes Pro.
Sounds like a fun night. 2 J's in a 90.
So you go to the Jigs dispensary to get jigs.
I need also.
What do you know about J's?
I'm just telling you.
You ever see the picture
Uncle
on his
Terry's the
computer?
cool uncle.
You ever see the picture on his computer with that Mustang? Isn't that you on there?
Oh yeah. No,
see
not
that.
me.
Yeah, your long hair.
Oh, that's a different deal. Yeah, that was a while back. That's back in the day.
Back when Woodstock was around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I sat on a speaker. I couldn't hear it
Had
for
some
3 years.
questionable hair at one time, didn't Let's bring that up.
That was back when I had her. Hair was great. Her was good.
Is that when Moby Dick was a mini?
That's Moby Dick was a minute.
Probably like 4 times the regular one.
You guys been around me too long. You know all my sayings.
He's running out.
There is nothing pro mod about it.
Got a stock firewall.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Right.
Rob kind of screwed me with the carbon fiber
on there, and then later on they're not going to show it. Just cutting a whole steel section out of that thing.
No. We'll gladly take the 4 bolts out for the dash, and you can see that the firewall's still there.
separated from the trans tunnel and all.
Dude, you're not even gonna have an odometer anymore.
I can put an odometer on the Holly dash.
The Holly will keep
I'll
up.
actually have a speedometer too now.
Really?
Yeah. GPS speedometer.
He is not gonna hook up the speedometer cable.
It works through GPS.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Put a little thing on the dash. Nova has it too. Streetcar.
GPS speedometer sounds pretty pro moddy to me. That sounds like a pro mod trying to hide in disguise.
Pro mod is not what that S10 is. Not even in the least. It still retains most of its factory frame. It still has leaf springs.
All but like 21 inches of factory frame. I had to cut 21 inches off the front of it to put the tubular K member on it. And that was just
21 exactly?
21 inches on each side.
So you cut 10.5 inches of frame rail on each side?
No, cut 21.5 inches on each side.
So you cut 40 inches of frame rail?
42 inches.
40 inches total, there you go.
No, it's 21 inches each side.
So that's 42 inches
of
total frame rail you cut off.
But it's 21 on each
Don't
side.
ask me to do math. I obviously can't do math. As you can see in the
There are
previous
specific measurements that 417 says you have to measure from here to here, cut it off there.
Yeah, I'm just saying you guys have cut 20 per side. That's 40 inches of frame rail you've cut off.
42 inches total,
There you
21
go.
inches
Yeah.
on each side. Yeah, but it's only shortened 21 inches.
If you cut one of your legs off.
The fact that you've cut
truck is
frame rail.
basically the Terminator now. That's what he's saying.
That's right.
And with enough welding wire, you can make it liquid and go back again.
This is true, you can. You saved all that stuff because if somebody wants to buy it, the original stuff, you can always sell it.
Nobody wants any of that junk.
You can
becomes a
sign it
pro
right
mod
now and sell it on
when
your
you change
website.
all the geometry and you change all the mounting points for the control arms and all that stuff. That's when stuff becomes a pro mod. None of that has been moved.
Yeah, it doesn't have a strut front end.
No.
I mean, you literally, like any Mustang that's out of race has a tubular K member. They all have tubular K members.
Yeah, and they're pro mods.
So there's no difference in what I'm doing as to what a Mustang does when they put a tubular K member in. And they have a factory strut front end. They come with a 4-link. We don't.
In my opinion, Terry has final say. His opinion.
As long as you don't put Fox body sheet metal on the front of it, I think you're safe. I think you're good. That's fine.
All right.
LTD2.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. It's not a pro mod.
Okay. I'll quit calling it a pro mod because
That'd
Terry
be
said
really
it's
cool.
not.
See, look at all those pro mod parts up there that you can just buy right off the shelf at Joe's.
Off the shelf pro mod.
Right
parts.
off the pro mod right there. That's off the shelf pro mod.
Off
Right
the
there.
shelf from mine. It all came off that car right there.
Yeah, that's a pro mod.
All right, see you guys.
See you, Terry.
See you, ma'am.
I brought you some snow.
Yeah, I see that.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
First snow of the season.
You can have it back.
Or you can wear a coat.
Well, I'm not as prepared as you, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta have the Christmas spirit. Lots of Christmas spirit. I have a lot of things that I do for Christmas. One of them occasionally is be Santa Claus. So
Are you like a bad Santa or a good Santa?
I'm more on the naughty list for sure. For sure.
You get down with some weird shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
definitely. Most of the illegal stuff, that's more like where I tend to focus on. But yeah, we got a race team that's down the street. They're like, hey man, you want to do some burnouts with a Christmas tree strapped to our race car? I was like, well, yeah. So sure, I might as well.
Why not?
I spent all day being Santa Claus downtown. I'll come out here and be Santa Claus some more. Whatever. You got to use this beard for something.
Look at the boots. Wow.
Dude, I'm like the whole 9 yards.
You are
Man.
Santa Claus.
So this was
Been here a while.
yeah. This is a a bad idea turned horrible idea. So somebody we've done work with in the past bought this or horse traded for it and had it dropped off, and we told him that what you should do is put a battery in it, spray it, turn the key, and see what happened, because it hadn't run in like 10 years, but it ran when parked. His decision was we should build it like a SEMA quality build and take it apart. Okay. So 2 years later, the chassis is here. We've got to blow all the parts apart, gonna build the motor, refresh the trans. The body's got a beautiful like purple black flop like you've seen the McLaren P1, that paint. Wow. It's gonna be amazing, but it's like a 3-year build, which is not really our thing, but we were dumb enough to say yes. So we got all toys here.
There's a Falcon.
How many issues did this thing have?
I mean, the rear end gear was actually really nice. It was super close. We're just real particular on that kind of stuff, so it was just kind of took a lot longer than we wanted it to. Alignment wise, it wasn't horrible. It had a push to the right
On the back?
on the rear, and you had a cross camber, cross caster on the front end that we squared that all up, got all that squared. Took just a tiny little bit of toe out of it. The bump steer kit worked perfect.
Did you guys move the rear end over?
I think he did a little bit. He was more concerned with the square.
We did have a little bit of issues with it rubbing over here.
He was more concerned about the thrust angle and the fact that it was pushing right.
Oh, okay. So it was actually physically pointed to the right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it had some rear steer in it then?
Yes. That's why I was curious, like, does it... But the thing is, though, like...
When we had it at No Prep Kings, it was driving pretty funny.
It was driving right.
When you
You
get...
would drive to the wall
Yeah.
every time, and then left lane it would drive to the center lane.
Yeah.
So that was probably the rear steer, is when it would hook, it would bite and it would push you to the right.
Yeah.
But that was one of the thing is, though, like, when we're doing a lot of race car alignment stuff, a lot of times we're not coming in with a bunch of data like you guys have. We're setting up a brand new car and we don't know what it's going to do.
Right.
Whereas, we'll set it up a certain way and then go out and test it and let us know, and then we'll tweak it. In your situation, like, you've run this car hundreds of times, so you know what it's supposed to do.
It's kind of interesting. When you actually point a rear end to the right, it'll make it drive left. So it'll do the opposite of what you would think it would do. Because it's like trying to drive out from under it's trying to drive the car around.
It's trying to
like a
walk
forklift.
your ass out.
The way Chief described it to me is if you have a rear end that you put a little bit of rear steer in it to the right, because of the rotational forces of the drive shaft, it'll try to bring it straight. So it actually makes the car snap left when it leaves.
So that was the other question, is like working for you guys perfectly because of the way it was set up.
No.
But if it was tracking that way, then...
If it was fucked up, like, it's fucked up. It needs to be square.
Yeah.
There's no reason a small tire car needs any kind of rear steer.
So it's good to go now. There's nothing we were worried about at all. All the components are good. Everything's tight. There was just a bit more work that needed to be done to get the left and right side balanced out, because you had like almost a full degree of cross caster and cross camber, which will pull it that direction. So
gotcha.
But
Maybe it'll go a little bit straighter on the front side tracks now. Yeah, we were fighting it at No Prep Kings. When you start trying to go fast with it, you definitely fight it.
Yeah.
Now on the street, it didn't seem to care, but
yeah, when you're pushing to kind of speeds and level that you guys are pushing, every little bit helps.
Definitely.
The less driving that he has to do behind the wheel, or you have to do behind the wheel, she's good to go. Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, Santa Claus.
Appreciate it. We're happy to help you guys.
Best Christmas gift ever, man.
Merry Christmas. You can have your car back.
Get the door open.
That's what the kids are doing these days.
The shop door.
He'll open it.
Okay.
Just start backing up, he'll open it.
tacked, you know, in place. Looks pretty good, I think. It's really about the only option for up front, is there's not much room for much else, while still keeping an alternator and belt drive fuel system and crank trigger and all that stuff up front. You know, can't go real, don't want to go down low and can't go down real low. Can't go too high, because then you run into issues with getting the pipe into the header for the exhaust. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty close to where they were before, but just angled quite a bit different. They used to be like right here, right behind the headlight. Mm-hmm. And the issue with that is they don't get any air back there. So the grill is going to be open now. There's not going to be a radiator up here. So they'll be getting plenty of fresh air now.
It's going to be weird because it's going to sound different compared to, you know, like we've had different engines in it, but with the same exhaust, it usually sounds, you know, pretty similar. But when you change the exhaust on it, it's going to be sound totally different. Yeah. I'm not going to be used to it again.
I'm going to run the exhaust down and out right under the front bumper where the plastic apron comes out.
Is it going to have bull horns or just out to the side?
It'll have some bull horns.
No way, really?
Yeah.
It's going to be cool as hell.
I haven't decided if I'm going to do like aluminum or stainless or titanium yet, but
it's probably good that you're doing bull horns. I mean, I don't know how much it actually affects it, but I've heard it helps keep the front end down with all the exhaust pressure, but I don't know how much that's actually true.
Yeah, I mean,
better than not.
I don't think it would look right if it just went right out the side and the front. You gotta have bull horns if they're out there in the bumper. Mm-hmm. Moving right along.
What you say, Chief?
Well,
I wasn't talking to you. I'm kidding. What do you think, Chief? Shop supervisor?
I think Jax is very soft and he's a good little shop dog.
Well, the two piles of piss over there say different.
Went and got the Falcon. Glad to have it back in the shop. Big shout out to Luke Hoare for getting that done. Those guys, they knocked it out really quick and they do everything meticulously, and I know that when we take it out, it's going to be right. So that in of itself is well worth taking it all the way out there.
Still hopefully looking for some nice weather to go and break it in and maybe do some testing.
Yeah, we'll probably have to test on the way down or maybe the day before the race or something. Yeah, we got some racing coming up here soon, so got to make sure it's right. Gonna try to have this thing running here soon. I mean, as long as all the parts keep flowing in, I don't see any reason why it can't be running here in a week or so. Should have the intake back, should have the throttle body and everything. Gonna start working on the hot side maybe tomorrow. I'm not gonna take a day off, so keep plucking away at it. Definitely gonna need the J2 A and B harnesses for the inputs and outputs. So we got that today. Do some pin mapping and figure out what color wire I want to go where and some of that stuff, write it all down. Rob can start doing his magic on that once he's done with everything else.
I'm at that part. And all we gotta figure out really is where we're gonna put the coils too, so.
Gotta figure out where we're gonna put the coils. We're in pretty good shape, really. We'll have to plumb, obviously, the turbos and plumb the fuel system still once we get the intake back. That'll be a little bit of time, but it'll be easy to run a line from each to the drains. We'll probably pick up our oil pressure from the back of the block on the top like we used to, run it through the intake. Yeah, I don't know how good this video is gonna turn out. Trying to do the daily vlogging thing somewhat.
You've said this every video, it's gonna be fine.
So if you haven't checked it out yet, Word on the Streets, throw a link in the description of this video. Got a new channel and we've got some exciting new guests on there. I think we're gonna do a really good one here in a few days. We're actually gonna go to, I can't say where we're gonna go yet, but it's gonna be really cool. I think you guys will like it, so make sure you jump on there and subscribe to that channel.
Joey's podcast did really well. It's got 30,000 views and we're
already monetized in one video.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys for helping share and get everybody, you know, its attention it needs, because it already has 10K subs and it's really hard to get everybody to, when you first make a channel, it's really hard for people to find it. Yeah. So I'm happy that it's going so well.
Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.